Never know.
Girls and guys obviously are just genetically different. We're wired a bit different, but my answer would be no. Like, I think a lot about relationships. There's a similarity and an undertone of like the same feeling on both sides, and it's really hard for people, I think, nowadays, or really in general, more than ever nowadays, just because there's just so much going on. You can be on your phone all day and be in everyone's business and have so many distractions. But really the biggest thing is like, it's understanding that you have to go inward. It's not like losing something externally. Most people go external to get a fix. Like they'll look outside themselves and, let me find somebody else. Let me jump to the next person. That's a common thing. And to me, honestly, that's the wrong direction. You have to go inward, and you have to, like, that's where you realize that it really it's not necessarily about that person. It's about you being scared of being alone. You know what I mean? And like, that's how I felt. And that's where that loneliness comes in, and you just think about it. If you have anything in your life, person, dog, anything that's been in your life, a job, playing baseball, like anything you did that was a big part of your life, and then it's taken away from you, you miss it, because we're constantly looking for security and like reasons, all the things that keep us engaged and things that are important in our life. And when you take something that's an integral part of like almost every day, you miss it, and really it's kind of like an illusion, the security of it all, personally, like that's where I felt I was lacking, and I needed to, I went inward, you know what I mean? But it's easier said than done, and like I don't have all the answers, but I think it's a great dialogue to have. It's about, once you're comfortable with yourself, like I tweeted something a long time ago, it was somebody else's quote, it just really, really impacted me. It's just like, when you're ready to be alone, that's when you're like, that's a sign of emotional maturity. You know what I mean? You don't need somebody else to fill that void. You can sustain happiness by yourself. And that's when you'll find real love. Truly, I think if you're out constantly searching for it, which most people are, they're kind of blocking their own flow. Like you're forcing things versus approaching every day, no matter what. Somebody comes in your life or they don't, you're okay. You're happy on your own. You can be grateful for your life and what you have without some, Prince Charming coming in to fill the void. You know what I mean? And it's an interesting thing. It's hard. But for me, it took a little time, and then it clicked for me, and I really was able to move on with my life and like be happy again, and realize that it was really about me. I didn't know myself, Mm-hmm. So all those things. That was a long-winded answer, but Steve, relax. Steve has something to say. He's here. Say hi, Mr. Steve. But he, that was a long-winded answer, but that's really what worked for me. I hope that helped.
Did we help you whatsoever?
Yeah,